It's been nearly a century since Lake Ontario froze over completely. With the recent round of Arctic air and snow, could it happen again? First Alert Meteorologist Nate Morris is going in depth for us this morning. He joins us live from the lakeshore right now. Nate, there's already some ice on the lake. Could we see it completely freeze over this month?
Yeah, thank you, Emily. So I'm here at Lake Ontario Beach Pier, and it's a little bit hard to see, but there is some decent ice cover over the inlet. It's disconnected ice, so it is sort of breathing with the water flow, but it just goes to show that the lake is beginning to freeze over, and in some parts of the lake it is much more frozen over than others. But the question as to whether it will freeze over again completely, it's unlikely. Here's why. First, we got to take a look at the total ice percentage for the Great Lakes as a whole. We're at around 44% in terms of how much ice is covering all the Great Lakes put together. And as far as Lake Ontario goes, right now, we're around 34%. And the most ice is in the shallowest part in the northeastern corner of the lake. Now, this can have an effect on our snowfall. I want to talk about Lake Erie as an example. Lake Erie is warmer compared to the air above it, so when that cold air moves over, it scrapes up the moisture, creating lake effect snow. But if temperatures dip low enough for long enough, it will freeze over rather quickly because Lake Erie is pretty shallow, and that will cut off that lake effect snow. But Lake Ontario is much deeper than Lake Erie, around 800 feet compared to Lake Erie's 200 feet, which means it has a lot more heat capacity and it's much harder for it to freeze over. Now, we've been tracking Lake Ontario's ice cover via satellites since 1973, and ever since then, only twice has it gotten above 80%, 1979 and 2015. It's never reached 100% in that time. Now, there have been historical records reporting that it completely froze over, including around a century ago, 1934, but ever since we started using satellites to track it in a lot more detail, we've never seen it. So February and January 2015, much colder than last January and what this February is expected to be. So if it didn't freeze over then, there's no way it's going to freeze over this time.
No chance. All right, Nate, thank you very much. Stay warm out there.